Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dig in. What are we cracking open today?
Well, we got some really interesting listener questions about egg prices. So many, in fact, that we decided to, make it a full deep dive today.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's feeling the pinch at the grocery store.
Exactly. So we've got a few articles here, one from the BBC, one from KTLA, and one from Syracuse University. Looks like avian flu, politics, and a whole bunch more are all scrambled up together in this one.
Definitely sounds like more than meets the eye.
The big question everyone seems to be asking is, why are egg prices so high? And, more importantly, will those prices ever come down?
Those are good questions. And definitely timely.
Well, let's start with something President-elect Trump said during his campaign, because remember he said he'd get prices down, right?
Yeah, pretty much every candidate promises that.
Right, well, according to the BBC, some experts are saying, hold on. They're saying, not so fast when it comes to eggs.
I mean, campaign promises and economic reality don't always line up. Food prices in general are, well, really complicated.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I read in KTLA that egg prices have already jumped up, like way up. I'm
Yeah.
talking 40% higher than they were just a year ago.
Whoa, yeah, that's a big jump. And to make matters worse, remember avian flu? That's still a huge factor.
Oh, right. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it's not gone away. And they're predicting it could push prices up even more, like another 20% next year.
Ugh. So 60% more than we were paying just a couple years ago.
Potentially, yeah.
Ouch. I think we need to remind folks, like, what is avian flu?
Right. So avian flu, sometimes called bird flu, it's a virus,
Yeah.
neurocontagious, and it hits birds hard, like really hard. For poultry farms, when they find even one case, they have to cull the whole flock.
Cull, you mean?
Yeah, they have to euthanize all the birds.
Wow. That's intense.
Yeah, it's to stop the virus from spreading. It's a big deal.
And KTLA mentioned, get this, over 100 million egg-laying hens have already been,
Wow. Yeah, that's a massive number. It puts the impact into perspective.
Yeah, for sure. So if a farm loses all its hens, I mean, how long does it take them to, like, bounce back from that?
Well, according to an expert from Syracuse University, it takes around 5 months for a farm to get back to full egg production after losing their birds to the flu.
5 months. That's like half a year.
It is, and think about it. Every week that goes by with lower egg production, it just adds to that supply shortage.
Imagine if, I don't know, if your phone factory had to shut down for 5 months.
Yeah, exactly. That's a huge disruption.
And KTLA, they had this interesting fact, like I didn't know this. A hen, it can lay, get this, an egg a day,
Yeah,
but only after it's like 5 months old.
right. So you can't just like snap your fingers and replace those hens. It takes time.
Wow. Okay, so now we've got like massive culling birds, plus it takes forever to get new hens laying, and all this because of this virus. But where is this virus even coming from?
Well, that's the tricky part. It's spread mainly by wild birds, like ducks and geese migrating. They carry the virus.
Oh, so there's no way to, like, stop them.
Pretty much, yeah. Migratory patterns are like hardwired.
I see. And, there's always been this debate about free range versus caged chickens.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I was reading an article, I think it was from Iowa State, and they said that letting chickens roam free, even though it sounds more humane, it actually makes them way more likely to catch this virus.
Oh, yeah, because they're out mingling with the wild birds.
Exactly. So, like, what's the solution here?
It's a tough one. You've got the ethical concerns over caged chickens, but then there's also the very real risk of avian flu.
And that risk, that directly impacts the egg supply, which then impacts.
The price we pay, yeah. It's all connected.
So it sounds like egg prices are going to be up there for a while.
That's the likely scenario. But it's a good reminder to think about where our food comes from.
Yeah, maybe this is a chance to try some egg-free breakfast options.
Exactly. Get creative in the kitchen. Explore other protein sources.
Right, there's a whole world of delicious food out there.
Absolutely. And maybe this whole situation will make people think a little differently about food prices.
It's easy to take something like eggs for granted.
Exactly. So next time you're at the grocery store, take a moment to think about the journey those eggs took to get there.
Great point.
Wow.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. It was eye-opening, to say the least.
I agree. Always good to unpack these complex issues.
Absolutely. And thanks to everyone listening in. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See them.